Hey guys, how are you all doing? It has been months since I've recorded a video to camera and shared it out with you, so apologies for my absence. As you can probably tell, a lot has changed over the last few months. Right now I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and I'm in a beautiful park that is the site of a sacred Aboriginal watering hole. So I brought my didgeridoo up here. So I'm now traveling the world, and with no necessarily permanent base, and really transitioning into, for me, personally, the role of an entrepreneur. Moving around. I've got one very exciting project on right now, which is actually software development in the realm of chess, which is one of my areas. So lots changed. New relationship as well, which we just celebrated 9 months as well, which is lovely. Still just like a year coming to terms with undiagnosed ADHD. Maybe ADHD, which is ADHD and autistic traits combined. Doing a lot of research and a lot of going within, seeing how it is that I work, seeing how that has really affected my life and relationships and events in so many ways. So lots going on. Really happy to if you've got any questions or thoughts, then please do leave me a comment. And the other thing as well that's really popping up right now for me is in the area of Web3 and blockchain. I'm going to be making a lot more videos about this frontier, and it really is like that. I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago, at the start of the web, really, in the 90s. And there was so many of us that went, if only I'd had the idea for so-and-so, or if only I'd bought a bunch of domain names, or if only I'd this. And then, so let me just talk a little bit about what Web3 is and why it's so exciting right now. So Web 1 was that we had this new way that we could publish in a one-to-many fashion, and anybody could do it. There's an old saying I heard from Bruce Tognazzini, actually, at a conference back in the 90s, who said the best thing about the internet is everybody can be a publisher, and the worst thing about the internet is everybody can be a publisher. And it's absolutely true, but it democratized to some degree the process of being able to put your message out there. Okay, so that was Web 1. And it was difficult, and it was bloody expensive to make websites. I used to build them by hand from the mid-90s. And then you got Web 2. So Web 2, if you think about, that's really the age of that we aren't just, it's not a one-to-many, it's a many-to-many kind of publishing, so or flow of information. So that's where you get social media, for example, where somebody creates the platform or hosts the party, and we turn up and we provide the content. So it's many to many. Or you've got eBay, where we sell to each other, or even things like platforms like Airbnb and Uber. It's many to many, and the brand really is the host and the meeting point. Okay, so what's different about Web 3? Well, Web 3 is really powered by blockchain. That's the key to it all, and it's a further degree, another radical shift in democratization and access to so much. It really is it's limited only by our imagination, really, right now. So, oh my goodness. So, like I say, I'm going to be making a lot more videos about this, and particularly how it impacts the world that we live in. So previously, if you wanted, say, to go into business, or if you wanted to raise investment, then you had to follow certain rules, and those rules were made by people, were made by agreement, and there were gatekeepers and kind of points of focus for what you could do with your money, the hoops that you had to jump through, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and you might have to hire lawyers, and you might have to hire accountants, and this, that, and the other, and bookkeepers, and HR people, and so on and so forth. Now, if you have an idea, you can go and stand in the marketplace and say, who wants to, whatever it is, with me, okay? And what blockchain does, if you've got any question, I'm really, really happy to talk about the tech of blockchain as well, but fundamentally it's a public ledger, right? So imagine there's a big scroll in the marketplace, okay, and it says that this individual, although it's not your name, it's pseudonymous, okay, but this account or whatever has made an agreement with this account, right? And it might be that I'm going to buy a bushel of corn off you, and I'm going to pay you 3 groats, okay? But it's there, and it's written in stone in a public place, and the rules of the engagement are public. Everybody can see the rules. Right? This is smart contracts. This is the programming that says what you can do in a transaction. And we get to create those. Anybody can create these rules and make them public. So there's total transparency, and the barrier to entry has just been almost eradicated. This is the point. So now you don't need, you can raise capital from other people, but it's not just, but the marketplace is global now. That's the other thing as well. So exciting. I'm hearing about projects that are of all kinds, to do with food, to do with gold, to do with investments, to do with just turning real world things into shares that we can all take part in. The bottom line really, guys, is I think frontier land is kind of the right word. It's like the Wild West. People are making fortunes. People are also getting ripped off and scammed as well. It's like it's lawless, but it isn't really, because in this situation it's more like anarchy in the right sense. Okay, so anarchy doesn't mean chaos. It means that there are no rulers. It doesn't mean there's no rules. So we are now looking at a way of doing business together and dealing with each other and relating with each other that is without rulers. There's no referee. There's no central authority. We make the rules. So it's much more akin to voluntarism, agorism, and anarchism in the very best sense. So super exciting times. I hope that you'll follow me on this journey. Thank you for watching. See you soon.